So I wanted to come on today and just kind of talk about my sort of emerging general strategy as it pertains to not only Bitcoin, but just our overall sort of financial picture. You can kind of think of it as my current fireside Bitcoin to-do list. I want to say that there's a lot of noise going on right now. And one of the things that I want to really try to do with this channel is slow down, really take some time to talk through these things and think through these things. I have done, YouTube. And by the way, if you're new, I'm Brad. I paid off $174,000 worth of debt. And then a few years after I got completely out of debt, I discovered both Bitcoin and the FIRE movement. And I would say over the past couple of years, so I've been in Bitcoin for over 12 years now. I would say in the last couple of years, I've really actively been looking for ways to merge our personal finances more deeply into Bitcoin outside of the typical, HODL, Bitcoin only sort of like, HODL bro mentality, really just trying to take Bitcoin and incorporate it into our personal finances. So the overarching theme is that my wife and I are shifting from capital appreciation, so just hodling Bitcoin, waiting for the capital appreciation to go up. We're switching from that. Obviously, we have a Bitcoin high yield savings account. I love that terminology. I think that's a really good way to think about it. And now we're shifting to trying to figure out ways to earn Bitcoin income. So one thing that I did recently last month is I got involved in the BTCI covered call ETF by NEOS. So I had some pretty good results. I haven't seen the official price or percent per share that they're going to put out, but I think it's like $1.30 per share. So as soon as I have an update on that, I'm going to do a whole video about that. Because we started off with, several hundred shares, maybe it was around 600 or so in October. And then I massively, upped that in all of our, our brokerage account, our rollover IRA, our HSA, and then our taxable brokerage account. Maybe I said that twice. I'm also looking into STRC to Stretch, which is Strategy's preferred stock. It's a dividend-producing preferred stock. I'm not quite as keen on that one. I feel like that one is probably a little bit longer term in its outlook than we necessarily want to be right now. So we're looking at BTCI, STRC. I may look at some other things as well. Just completely transparent. Like I'm not some super expert on dividend investing or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, our whole posture, my wife and I, these past, 13, 14 years that we've been married have really just been to be diligent savers, diligent investors. We've really had the long game in mind. But I think that especially in this stage that we're in the Bitcoin cycle, we're a little bit fatigued. I would say we're a lot fatigued by just the price variation, the price fluctuation, the fact that we've had this, giant pullback over the past month. And so we're looking to generate income. Another thing that we're going to be looking at are Bitcoin-backed loans. I want to look specifically at Firefish and Debify. I think both of those platforms allow you to have some modicum of control over your private keys. That's kind of a big thing for me as a self-custody, sort of semi-expert, I guess you might say. I've also just recently had a conversation with Colin over at Milo about doing a Bitcoin-backed mortgage. So that's something that we're looking into as well. And then also, something that I haven't, it's on the list to look at using leverage in a brokerage account. Now, I'm not talking like 10x or 20x or 100x. I'm not trying to blow my accounts up. But like I know Robinhood, for example, I'm signing up for an account with them right now. I know that they offer, I think, $1,000 worth of free leverage. So that might be a good way for me to, for example, to dip my toe into the Stretch deal. And then Fidelity, we have our account at Fidelity. And I would say that our overarching goal right now is to take our net worth to like the 3 to 5 million range, using Bitcoin based income, like through the ETFs, possible W-2 income, growing my coaching and consulting practice, specifically with regard to, merging FIRE and Bitcoin, sort of get together, like people that are looking for help with these kinds of things. So my 17-year financial coaching experience, my expertise has really been on the behavioral side of helping people learn how to organize, budget, expense track. Then once they've, reached some modicum of debt elimination and some modicum of financial independence, helping them learn how to invest. Now, Bitcoin has obviously been my biggest recommendation, but just buying assets really is kind of the overarching theme with that. But I think overall, I just really want to kind of slow down with this channel and really just talk through these things. I want to create a conversation. Like, I appreciate all of you guys that are new subscribers. It's really helping me flesh out who it is that I'm talking to. It looks like YouTube is telling me that the average age range audience of my videos are 30 to 55 year olds. I mean, there are some outliers on both of those ends, but that seems to be sort of the core of that. And I will say that my experience, I worked with a Bitcoin self-custody company for a good little while earlier this year, and I talked to hundreds upon hundreds of people of varying age ranges that were trying to do Bitcoin self-custody. And I will say that age range seemed to be the most open and flexible and teachable. And so I know that, that's kind of the millennial to Gen X time frame. So you're getting more serious about, saving for retirement and maybe doing early retirement. But I think the overarching thing is really just merging those two, creating conversations and community around that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to get to know you in the comments. I'm also putting out little polls in the community. I put one out today about, asking the question like, okay, well, what are you during this dip? Like, what are you buying during this dip? Are you buying on-chain Bitcoin? Are you buying BTCI? Are you buying Stretch? Are you buying something else? And the preponderance of you guys have said that you're buying more on-chain Bitcoin, which, by the way, if you don't have at least 0.21 Bitcoin, I would say 0.1 to 0.21, half a Bitcoin, a full Bitcoin, you definitely want to keep stacking. A lot of what our financial posture is and how it's changing right now is the fact that we've gotten to this place where we're really, really content with the capital growth, the Bitcoin savings stack that we have, and the capital growth that has and will produce into the future. And again, what we're doing is moving into more of a FIRE posture, a financial independence, retire early posture, where we want to take a portion of those assets and try to squeeze some income out of those. Ideally, also continuing to get capital growth. And so far, BTCI seems to be the best instrument for that from my perspective. Open to ideas that you guys have. And if you're along for this journey, would love to have you in the community. Give this video a like, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. One of the ways my wife and I are incorporating Bitcoin into our personal finances on a daily basis is using the Gemini Orange Bitcoin MasterCard. So you can earn up to 4% cash back on everyday purchases like gas, dining, groceries, and everything else. There's no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, and no exchange fees on your rewards. Plus, if you sign up using my link in the description below, you get $200 in Bitcoin when you spend your first $3,000 in the first 90 days. So link in the description in the comment below on that. And then if you're in this posture where you're trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I do next? I do offer, one-to-one coaching. There's a link in the description below for that as well.